You have to maintain the aura of moderate interest, but somewhat aloof. Otherwise, she'll get around to you when she's done with everyone who doesn't chase her. Have you heard that before in several of these audios? Yeah. Trying is dying. Rejecting you strongly is her way of avoiding a situation she can't handle or you came on too strong. Or you didn't notice all the negative body language signals she was sending you in the beginning. Then again, she may think you're a dick. It happens. Keep my batting average of 190 in mind. Pressure or persistence. If she feels pressured, she will dig in her heels, and you will be far worse off than if you just waited until you accidentally crossed her path again. Determine if you're doing it right by checking your inner state. If you feel like you'll die if you don't get to go out with her, you're doing it wrong. Here it comes again. Let it happen, don't make it happen, all the way to a weekend in Laguna. You must really feel, believe, and know with all your heart and soul you'll do just fine without her. That, my friend, is the state you'll eventually achieve if and only if you learn from your mistakes. After ruining it enough times, you'll realize life goes on no matter which one turns you down. True enough, you'll feel like dog shit every time it happens, but it passes. Later, when you've screwed up enough times, the light comes on in your head. You'll see young women can come and go without it killing you or making your life a paradise. Achieving this state was a 5-year process for me, and I wrote the book. Okay, so don't expect to go out there tomorrow and have it happen. Achieving this state was a 5-year process for me. It still slips away now and then. Don't panic in your second or third year. Lessons in persistence and more. I met Kim, a sharp-looking, slightly chubby, my favorite, 6-foot blonde when she was sitting with a woman friend of mine at a local restaurant. I joined them for a leisurely dinner. Good vibrations. My friend went to the restroom getting ready to go. I took the opportunity to suggest lunch to Kim, asked her for her number, and offered my card. She said she'd call me if it seemed like a good idea when she wasn't so tipsy. I was stunned. She was at least 23, old enough to have been here and done this several times before. She didn't call. I told my friend what happened. Don't know, she liked you. She isn't dating anyone. I gave her my card and asked her to give it to Kim and say I wanted to hear from her. Friday night, Kim called. We chatted and made a night for Sunday brunch. I asked why she didn't call before. I had to be sure you really wanted to go out with me. You did. During brunch, it was obvious we were not on the same wavelength. To quote her directly, I'm tired of getting screwed and lied to. I want to date one guy, and only one guy wants to date me. Translation, I'm 27 going on 28. Got to get married. I brought this on with, I like to get to know someone slowly. Lesson 1, persistence pays. She knows you're sincerely interested. Lesson 2, never married to over 26 or focused only on one thing. It's not having fun and enjoying the benefits of an older lover. Patience during courtship. I'm not a patient person by birth, upbringing, or habit. I've learned by trial and error. It was easy to figure out. I just watched one sweet thing after another walk away, not call, lie about why she didn't show up, and forget dates. The younger she is, the more patient you must be. After all these years, my impatience still causes me to make a fatal mistake. It takes time. She has plenty of it. It takes time for her to get used to the idea of having an older lover. She has to resolve her feelings of guilt and stop doubting her sanity. After that, she must accept the risks and generate the courage to take a chance. At the same time, she's making sure you're not just going to use her and trash her. When she gets over the pervading feeling of, there's something wrong with me for wanting to go out with someone old enough to be my father, she'll accept a pseudo date. A pseudo date is something that isn't a real date. It's just kind of like you said, your car is idling rough, bring it over after work. I'm good at fixing that. It's usually some little adjustment. And she comes over and you talk and you have a beer while you're working on her car, you fix her car and she leaves. You don't make any passes at her. It's just a chance for her to get to see you and you to see her out of the normal situation you're in, like where she works or where you work or in the office or wherever the hell it was you met her. That's a pseudo date. It's not a real date. It's just something to do to let her give a chance to get to know you better. If you met her where she works or in a classroom, prepare yourself for a 2-month or longer siege, depending on her maturity. That's if you can put yourself in front of her 3 times a week. Boy, guys have a hard time getting that. That fact is one of the hardest to accept by most men. They resist doing it. And during my years of coaching guys, when they don't talk with her in person 3 or more times a week, nothing happens. That's even when her body language is positive and she's glad to see you that 1 day a week when you go into her where she's working. You have to become not a stranger. There's the phrase you need to get. Become not a stranger. That requires 3 or 4 times a week for a month, sometimes a month and a half, till she realizes, oh, I don't think you're dangerous. It takes time, energy, effort, money, and patience. She has plenty of time and lots of choices. You have to be there so she can see you'd be more fun than the boys who come after her every day of the week, every day of the year. The gods will test you. The other world of young women is ruled by gods with a perverse sense of humor and bizarre timing. They severely test every older man who dares enter the kingdom lest he prove unworthy to partake of the delights offered by the young females in his domain. These gods have a cruel trial for you after you're slim and trim, dressed well, and dating a 28-year-old. On Monday morning at the coffee shops, the gods will wait until you're engrossed in the sports news on your phone, then send a pretty, well-endowed 19-year-old to sit down beside you. Prove your worthiness by reacting appropriately. Make this your touchstone. Start out easy. You can always come on hard. If you startle her, radiate lust, or even momentarily embarrass her during the crucial opening moments, all is lost. Make only a friendly, relaxed move. Smile and say hi. Resist the urge to take charge. This was the hardest thing for me to do. Let it happen. But you have to acknowledge her presence. That's about it. Don't get me wrong, there are times when she'll be most excited and interested in you by your strong, direct approach. However, you will make few, if any, fatal mistakes by waiting to see if coming on hard is what's really needed. When she's under 25, coming on hard is right about 3 out of 100. Patience prevents rapo. You've heard that word before. Rapo is pronounced rape, R-A-P-E-O, rapo. It's a game females of all ages play to avoid the possibility of being emotionally involved or hurt. It's best described in Eric Burns' The Games People Play. I've had it played on me by all of them, from 14 to 40. Immature ones of any age play the most. She talks and flirts with you, giving the impression you should make a move now. You do. She recoils in horror. What kind of a girl do you think I am? Or the equivalent. You'll hear this equivalent many times. I can't. I have a boyfriend. She wants to know. She's attractive and prove it to the world. By rejecting you in front of others, she believes she's saying, hey, look, everybody, he made it past me. I'm attractive. At the same time, she wants to show the boys in the audience, I'm not a bad girl. She thinks her actions translated to, look, boys, I'm a good girl. I chased that dirty old man away. I'm a good girl. Come and date me. Okay, here's another one of those worth the price of the book tips. Identify a rapo player by how smooth, calm, and relaxed she is while interacting with you. She's not afraid or excited. She knows it's only a game. Compare her with the typical excited, nervous, awkward, anxious 20-year-old you court. If it's too good to be true, it's not true. Why is she relaxed? She's not going to get involved. She's just fucking with you. That's why it's so smooth and calm. A string of pearls makes you patient. Always have a string of pearls to work on, at least 3 young pearls long. With only 2, when you fold your cards with one of them, you only have 1. That's the same as having none because you focus on that one and the stakes are too high. She feels the pressure and folds rather than stick around to see what you've got. The more young women you're courting at the same time, the better your chances are of getting somewhere with one of them because you're radiating, if not you, Debbie, Tracy, Nancy. You're just radiating that and they can tell they have competition. The more of them you're working on at once, the less likely you are to come on too strong. Your attitude will radiate. If it doesn't happen here, I can move on. You will be perceived as confident, relaxed, and not desperate. Young women come and go out of your life instantly. They are whimsical, impulsive, and irresponsible. She's quick to get engaged or hook a boyfriend. New boyfriends don't get cheated on for at least a year. She's interested in immediate change when something is wrong. She quits her job after 2 frustrating days. She changes apartments, roommates, and phone numbers faster than you change your socks. Just after you managed to talk with her 3 days in a row down by the pool and then had her over for a drink last night, she happily tells you, Debbie and I are moving to Portland. We want to live a natural life. Puke. Keep the hopper full. Have at least 3, more if you can handle it gracefully. As one disappears, get another one going. Keep your options open. It's good business no matter what business you're in. As mentioned at the beginning of the book, having less than 3 girls you're working on is a common mistake and a gigantic one. You try too hard. Steel Ball's principle. If you're trying, you're dying. Guilty feelings. Over the years, I found a third of the guys who are interested enough to email me, join my discussion group, or attend a workshop feel guilty and think it's immoral to court more than one young female at a time. I was stunned the first few guys who told me about this. If that's you, it's a mistaken belief. Joanna told a group of guys at a body language talk in 1999. Girls do it all the time. Years later, T-Babes continue to tell them.